Niall Stanage is here, a White House columnist for our partners at The Hill, someone who I've interviewed before on that exact platform. Niall, I'm so great that you're here with me today. I'm curious, and we've talked about politics before. Do you think this is going to impact 2024?
I'm not sure that it's going to have a very direct impact, and I'll tell you why, Elizabeth. Rupert Murdoch has built this apparatus with Fox News and with his other publications and outlets. And so the fact that he is taking a step back doesn't really change or eliminate the fact that that apparatus is there. Now, it does perhaps mean that people don't have to directly win his favour quite as directly, but the influence is still there. It is still one of the main ways to reach any kind of conservative-leaning audience.
You know, initially when it came out, I mean, it was big news, right? All the networks were covering it. We had the phrases seismic shift, a change of the landscape, really quite jarring. And I'm curious if it, especially after today's news, if it will stay that way.
Well, in the sense that, I mean, I think the landscape will ultimately change because the media landscape is changing. And the other thing that I would stress about Rupert Murdoch personally is that he does have both a capacity and a willingness to pick winners. I remember this from the other side of the Atlantic when his news outlets became supporters of Tony Blair in the late 1990s. That wasn't because Rupert Murdoch had become some kind of social democrat. He realised that Blair was going to win an election. So I think that kind of importance or that kind of tendency that he has to pick winners is specific to him. That is something that is a little different.
Well, and it sounds like his ear, obviously, is still going to be quite open. And I'm curious about your take, before I let you go, on Lachlan.
Well, I mean, as far as we know, Lachlan is, well, clearly he's the chosen successor. He is in that position because he is presumed to be the best person to carry the baton forward. Rupert Murdoch obviously has had much more tense relationships with other of his children. So in that respect, he is clearly looking to Lachlan, to someone who can bring continuity, but bring his media organisation into a new era.
Yeah, and I think, like you said, and we put up a full screen, he really does have just an enormous empire. And I remember initially when Roger Ailes stepped down, everyone thought that there was going to be this large shift, and really the ship, in some sense, stayed the course and adapted. So.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.